Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. So I love this show already. I I can't recall the last time I've seen the first episode of a show, with the exception of maybe Banana Fish, where from episode one I've been like, sold, done, I'm gonna like this show. I thought that with Banana Fish, and this show, first episode, it was checking off all the boxes. Colorful, crisp, beautiful animation, check. Fun, boppy OP and ED, check. Super cool, wholesome protagonists, check. Over the top, cheesy antagonist villain that's probably gonna be ridiculous, double check. I'm all about it, guys. I'm on board. And I've heard, my friend Will on Patreon said that the antagonist's name is Adam, that we're going to find out him. I'm sure that we'll find out this episode his name is Adam. I'm sure it's going to come up. But I also have seen someone said on Twitter that his voice actor was the same voice actor as Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I know enough about JoJo to know how famous Dio is as a voice actor. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This should be great. He has a very Hisoka Crollo vibe to him from Hunter x Hunter, and I'm kind of all about it. But yeah, this show is so fun already. Like, I'm loving the colors. I like the concept. It just looks like someone was really into 90s skateboarding, and they're like, let's make an anime about it. And that's what this is. And I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked about it. Get my deck. Let's go. So this is episode 2, awesome for the first time. And I don't know, I showed my brother this episode, I showed my brother episode 1 last night, and him and I were watching it, and as soon as they zoomed in on the photo of the dad, my brother was like, oh, the blue-haired guy's a snowboarder, and I was like, I missed that. I'm sure you all by now have commented on episode 1 how I've missed it, but I was so focused on the dad in that picture and being like, oh, the dad's died or something's happened to the dad, that I didn't even look at the snowboard. Totally missed it. My brother's like, don't you like watch this and record yourself watching? I'm like, shut up. It's like, I missed it. It's my bad. I'm only human. But it all makes sense that Langa is a snowboarder. And that's so cool. And of course, Reki is already like the banana fish seeing him through the eyes sort of thing. I'm like, oh, Reki, you've got it bad already. So I'm curious to see the aftermath of this match against Shadow. I'm curious. The loser was supposed to get something tattooed on him. So what's he going to get tattooed, I wonder? Or is Langa even going to make him do it? I don't know, y'all, but I'm really excited. So, with that being said, we are going to watch episode 2 of Skate the Infinity. Awesome for the first time here. We're going to start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Awesome! Yes! Yes, please. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh. Okay. Again. This episode was precious. In so many ways. I love that the whole episode, we got a little bit with Joe and Cherry, and I'll talk about that. We got a little bit with our certainly not antagonist, who apparently is named Adam, but he has not come out and said that yet. We have a little bit of that, but this was mainly about Langa and Reki, and oh my gosh, I get such Given vibes from this episode that I'm like, show, don't be baiting me. I hope you follow through with this, because the rewinding of time was so like Uenoyama Given. The whole them like him learning how to skateboard, like I got such Mafiu Uenoyama vibes from Given with this episode that I was like, show, don't do this to me. Good, but oh my gosh, Reki is a ray of freaking sunshine. Like someone on Patreon, I think it was Woo, someone described him as very Hinata-like. I get a lot of that because he's so sunshiny and happy, and he has little twin sisters and the mom that's super nice. Like he's so positive, and he loves skateboarding. That's like his life. Like his room was so cool. It's like messy like him, but it's all skateboard themed. It's just like that's his life, and that's what he loves. It gives him happiness. And Langa knows the snowboard. He's had 15 years of snowboarding experience, but it's a whole different ball game now that he's transitioned to skateboarding. And he just got lucky that night and was like running off of pure adrenaline. And now he has to go back and learn the basics. It's like, okay, that worked the one time, but now you got to go back and practice these things. But oh my gosh, like it was so precious. Then like figuring out the boards and Reki having the skills to build his own skateboards is so cool because he doesn't have a lot of money, so he builds his own stuff. And I'm curious, he has the shop and all the equipment, and he seemed to be really super engaged with Longo when he was talking about his dad dying. So I wonder, is Reki's dad in the picture too, or is he not there either? Because the shop was kind of Reki's. It's kind of like his own. So I'm curious to know where his father is in all this as well. But Oliver, I love the mom was like, Langa's mom is so wonderful. She was like genuinely concerned. She's like, oh my God, he's getting bullied. It's the classic, I fell down the stairs excuse. What do I do? He's a teenage boy. And then he's met a friend. And she's like, oh, cool. All right. I don't have to worry about you then. You're at a friend's house. Awesome. And like them running away from the superintendent and stuff at school and all the friends and stuff. And meanwhile, they're none the wiser to the fact that the whole skateboarding community is like, who's this new kid? And man, the Adam guy, I know we've not had his name confirmed, but now that somebody's told me that's his name, I'm like, ooh, he has an obsessive vibe to him, and I don't know how to take that. I'm going to be curious how that develops later on, but oh my gosh. So then there's Joe and Cherry, and they clearly know each other from the past. They clearly have a past. It said the people at the skate park said that they don't get along. And I like that they're polar opposites. Cherry is the business savvy because it's first episode we established that Cherry wants to be rich. And so Cherry has the Clara, the technology, and it said AI. There was like on the calligraphy thing, there was an AI plaque. And someone said he's the AI skater. So he has all the artificial intelligence. So he's very smart and has all the technology and has the money to get it. I'm wondering how the calligraphy thing goes into it, or if it's not just his thing. Because he has all these clients. I'm like, what does he do for them? Unless it's like a technology thing. And then there's Joe, who seems the opposite of like calculations. He's like, you follow your instincts. You don't need calculations. You do it by your instinct. And it's like, I get very Nagisa Ray vibes from those two. Whereas Ray is kind of like Cherry's. Cherry's kind of like Ray, like the calculating. It's all in the theory. And Joe has the very Nagisa, like, no, it's all in your instinct and what you do. So that's interesting. And Joe is a beefcake, y'all. A total beefcake. And Cherry is just very, very beautiful. So again, very interesting. I'm seeing lots of parallels to Given and Free, which I will not complain about because I freaking love that. Also, Hiromi. Shadow's name is Hiromi. And I'm sorry, but it's cemented now. The creator of this show was heavily influenced by 90s anime and 90s TV shows and skateboarding, because that transition where Hiromi has the Sailor Moon transformation is the transition. Y'all, I didn't even know this would come up, but it did. I love it. I love it so much. So I'm still curious. It looks like they've got the basics down. The past 2 weeks. 2 weeks have passed in this episode where Reki and Langa have become friends and have developed these skating skills. I'm curious what Adam's role. It looks like he's the one that owns the park and runs it, the skate park. So I'm curious where that all fits in, where the black-haired man with the green eyes fits in. This Miya character, they said he was for the nationals. So is it like he's for the Olympics, maybe, in skateboarding, which is cool. This little kid is like an Olympic skateboarder already. That's going to be fun to see. He clearly has a little bit of a snobbish attitude to him, so it's like, look at you. So I'm curious where that's going, but the fact that Hiromi's a florist, that Joe's a cook, that Cherry runs this AI software thing with calligraphy, Reki and Langa are just trying to get a job for Langa so he can make more money for his family, and then Mia's this national Olympic kid that we're going to find out, it looks like, next episode. Oh, y'all. It's just, that's so fun. I love it. And looking back on episode one, I was trying to talk about it in the episode and I got distracted, but it looked like the Adam character, like he had some kind of business with his face on it. So I'm curious what that business is. And there's lots of hearts. So I'm curious. Curious indeed. But yeah, this episode, it was just so chill and it was so wholesome and sweet, and them just becoming friends and bonding over skateboarding, and how just inspired and optimistic and like just happy Reki is to talk about skateboarding. It's like, and I love that idea that snowboarding is great, but you can only snowboard on the snow. And there can't be too much snow, there can't be too little snow. But the idea of you can skateboard anywhere on anything. And that's the freedom of it. And it's like, oh, and I get that Reki likes that freedom of being able to do what he likes anywhere that he likes it. It's like, So, oh, guys, this show already, we're only 2 episodes in, and I'm like head over heels. I love it. I love this so much. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This was a lot of fun. I'm curious to see your comments down below. Please, no spoilers, but yes, just friendship is magic, and I'm here for it. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe and take care. And yes, next week I will be back with episode 3 of Skate the Infinity. Bye.